Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Derek Branch here, Saint Discussion Show, Strike Seven Sports. And tonight, real quick, I'm going to recap the Saints' first loss of the season. They're now down to 1-1. They played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers won the game today by a score of 20-10. Snapped the Saints' four-game winning streak over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers under the Tom Brady era. Um, this wasn't a good performance overall, man. And the way I'm going to break this game down is in, I would say, three parts: Jameis Winston, um, the offense, and the defense. So I'm going to start off with Jameis Winston, the quarterback of your New Orleans Saints, and what went down today. So leading up to the kickoff, right? Leading up to the kickoff, it was reported that you know Winston had a Winston was already on the injury report as it is with a back injury. But now it was reported that like minutes before kickoff, I would say maybe 10 to 15 minutes, was that Winston has been playing with four fractured vertebrae in his back. So they have it. There are people out there arguing, that he shouldn't have played today, and that maybe that played a factor in his performance today. You can say that. It's very possible. So I think, given the circumstances of what he was in, I thought he did. I just think he had the courage. There was a lot of courage to play with those injuries, man. Dealing with that, put the pain. But unfortunately, the Saints didn't get it done while he was the quarterback today. Threw three interceptions today. Uh, got sacked, I believe, six times. Threw for six times. Threw for 236 yards. 13.8 QBR. That's just terribly low. But man, this is a rough out for Jameis Winston, and I just saw people online, man, people on Twitter, social media, the message boards, couldn't wait to fry Jameis and come back with those tweets, these takes about Jameis not being the right guy for the Saints on the center. Nobody was saying that last week, but it's a bad out for Jameis Winston today. And maybe he shouldn't have played. Maybe that back injury is affecting his play. But one thing I'm starting to notice, man, is that um, I don't know if he's being protected enough, man, with the offensive line. I just, Alvin Kamara, wasn't didn't play today, and I don't think that would have made a difference because Tampa Bay has done a really good job of containing Alvin Kamara so far. They've done a really good job of doing that, especially with Tom Bowles running the defense. It's a 3-4 defense. So I don't know if that would have made a difference today, but Winston overall didn't have a good game. And the O line has to do a better job of protecting him. Going forward, I thought he played. Like I said, given the circumstances, the first three quarters of the game, I thought he did pretty well. The Saints couldn't execute on the certain plays. Was you went to you couldn't connect with Chris Olave, the rookie. Um, Michael Thomas took him a little bit to get going, but he had some opportunities where he was impactful in the game, but it just wasn't enough. Hopefully, man, if he's not better, he's not ready by if still lingering by next week, man, then maybe they should sit him out and let Andy Dalton play. It just I think that should be the right thing to do. But other than that, man, if the offense got to get right. That's just what it is, man. It's just I don't understand what's going on right now, man. It's just the offense is just anemic right now. It doesn't have an identity, you know. You don't show up for the first, 3 quarters of the game, and it's just something just looks off, man, with the offense. You came out slow last week against Atlanta. You couldn't put up points until you went to the 2 minute offense. And for the bulk majority of the game, Winston was in the shotgun. And maybe that's because of the back issue and all that, or it was just they're trying to figure out what's comfortable for him as a quarterback with his team. But the Saints offense just didn't capitalize on the mistakes of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Saints defense, put it in the hands of the Saints offense to do something. They begged him to do something. They were like, "Hey, look, we making these stops. Put some points on the board." You cost a fumble. The Saints defense cost a fumble. You still couldn't. They still couldn't capitalize on that. You got deep in the Buccaneers territory. Still couldn't get no points. You know, so it just offense is just anemic right now. It's just a work in progress. And maybe it is due to Russ. And this goes to show you, excuse me, how important chemistry is between quarterbacks and their wide receivers, man. You just can't miss out a bunch of training camp reps, a bunch of practices, and then come back and be ready for the regular season, and everything just go click like that. It don't work like that sometimes, man. For some teams, it does. Some coaches, they learn differently. Some players and quarterbacks and wide receivers gotta you know practice, man. They gotta have reps together. They gotta have training sessions together. They gotta develop a chemistry. You know, and that may be the issue right now with the Saints. Right now with the offense, because right now the defense is well ahead of the offense in regards to production. And you know, I don't know if Andy Dalton will be the answer right now, given the way, given how bad the offensive line is right now. It's ridiculous. I think it's the worst I've seen the Saints offensive line. And this is a team that has always had good play out at that position. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But Dalton. I mean, if they put Dalton in, and he may win a few games for the Saints. He may get him to the playoffs. But I don't think it's gonna be one and done. I don't think they go far. Just me knowing Andy Dalton and his track record as a quarterback. And the Saints offense is too talented to be this slow. To be this not slow, but to be this mediocre. It just is. It's just you got too much firepower on this offense to be this dynamic right now. Chris Olave, he has to do a better job of separating, man. Cause them corners he was dealing with where Jameis Winston was throwing them the football, he had him beat, man. He had him beat. He just got to separate, man. Separate from them guys, and you make plays. You know what I'm saying? Michael Thomas going up against Carlton Davis. So far, Carlton Davis has been successful. And there was Carlton Davis was giving Michael Thomas issues the year prior, 2 years prior to this, in 2020. You know, so they just got to go back to the drawing board, man. Pete Carmichael, Jameis Winston, the other players, and gotta get on the same page, man. To get out of this funk. It's just you just hearing a bunch of theories right now on social media about what could be the issue, and Jameis not knowing not being comfortable with short to intermediate passes and his back, and he has issues with his back. He's not right. Who knows, man? But my thing is, would Andy Dalton have that much of a make that much difference if he was a starting QB right now with that offensive line? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, if you go with Andy Dalton as the quarterback, I just this ain't just might as well no, Saints just might as well look for another QB after next year, after this year. So it is what it is, man. But the defense had this game under control. And when your defense can put Brady in check like that, your offense gotta respond. It's just that simple. Your offense has to respond, and you have to put up a lot of points on Brady. When your defense can make plays like that, you gotta put up. Your offense has to respond by putting up points because eventually it's gonna break through. You gonna break through and find cracks within your defense. You know, and we just didn't see anything from Jarvis Landry from that compared to this week to last week. Chris Olave, he had like 5 catches, 80 yards. Michael Thomas, he had let's see here. He had 6 catches, 65 yards. So it's getting there, man. He's gonna get better, man. Jawan Johnson, he had 4 catches, 40 yards on 7 targets. But it was just a bad outing by the Saints offense, man. It just is, man. The Saints, they had this game, they had multiple opportunities to win this game, which despite what went down with the ejection. I'm gonna get to that, soon. Despite the circumstances, the Saints had opportunities to win this game, and they couldn't take advantage. They could take advantage of Tom Brady being off today. The Bucs is not a explosive team right now. They didn't have Julio Jones. Um, they didn't have Julio Jones. The offensive line with his offense, Brady's offensive line wasn't intact today because guys were hurt. I think Donovan Smith went out the game. You know, so they're just off right now. And the Saints could have had a perfect opportunity to go 5-0 against them. You know, but it is what it is, and sometimes some teams just do to win. The Bucs have been playing bad against the Saints since when Jameis Winston was their QB, so they pretty much owned them. You know, I think the last win the Bucs had over the Saints was in 2018, opening day. I remember when they had Ryan Fitzpatrick throw for 400 yards on the Saints defense. You know, so with that being said, what now? What now? What now with the offense? Because we've seen this story before with the Saints. They start off the season with these mediocre starts, starting off slow, playing down to a competition. Offense be out of rhythm sometimes, or the defense is behind schedule. And then around week 4, week 5, they turn it around. You start to see them turning it around, get it together, and go on these I would say 7 to 9 game winning streaks that we have seen in the past, like around going into October to November. So we'll see how that play out. You know, in regards to the defense, I thought they played really well, man. This is a really good defense. They showed you how special this defense is, man. I haven't seen a defense like this in a long time from the Saints. Since they've came a long way since 2014 through 2016 when they was giving up setting records for being the worst defense in NFL history. You know, they did really well against Tampa Bay. It was just too bad that too bad that the Saints offense could not capitalize and score points. They just couldn't. The Saints offense couldn't capitalize and score points on the Saints. Excuse me. On the Buccaneers. My bad, man. I'm out here tripping. But man, this is what happened. Overall, this is what I think happened, man. After the ejection between with the ejection when the fight started between Lattimore, Leonard Fournette, and Mike Evans, I think the energy was just gone. The momentum, the Saints lost the momentum in that game because after that you throw out Alontae Taylor and you put PJ Williams in, and you know PJ Williams is not a good outside corner. And Brady took advantage of that. They got a touchdown from I think it was Brashad Perriman. And I just think that's when it went downhill after that. And then also, man, for the offense, Mark Ingram, man. Mark Ingram put the ball on the ground. It's like the second week in a row he's fumbled the ball. I think he had 2 fumbles today, if I'm not mistaken. You had 2 last week. You got to put him on the bench, man. You got to put him on the bench. The Saints offense was driving too. I think they were about to score a touchdown when I believe so. I believe they were going to score on Tampa Bay because it was just running it down their throats, Tampa Bay's throats, and then Mark Ingram gets the ball and the fumbles. That fumble pretty much sealed it for the Saints. That momentum was gone, man. But I'm gonna just dial it back. I'm gonna just bring it back to this, man. The defense played well enough for the Saints offense to score points, man. It's crazy that the Saints, that Jameis Winston and that offense cannot attack this Bucs secondary. The Bucs secondary is they don't have no lockdown corners. They don't have a Jalen Ramsey. They don't have a Xavier Howard on that team, on that roster. Sean Murphy Bunton and Carlos God, what's his name is? Carlton Davis. He's serviceable. He's a good corner. I mean, so you mean to tell me that they couldn't find Pete Carmichael couldn't find no weaknesses in that secondary and that defense, or he could have attacked them unexpectedly, spectacularly, you know? What's up, Randy Major? Randy says Ingram single-handedly shifted the momentum with that fumble. He did. He did, man. I felt it. I was just like, you know what? They're about to lose, man. When that fumble, man, that's you can't do that, man. You can't drop the ball like that, man. And like I said in the previous video, Saints need to invest in the running back position in the draft. They just do. And this ain't me saying get rid of Alvin Kamara. No, I'm saying they need to get a younger runner, another running back, a younger running back that can go along, that can play alongside Alvin Kamara and be playing that Mark Ingram role where he's the bigger back that can take over games. Brandon also says Pete want to play lights out. Yes, he did. A really good player. I'm glad we have him. Unfortunately what happened to Quan, but Pete Warner is the better and the younger player right now. I know Quan provides a lot of energy and all that, but you got to go with Pete Warner. And the Saints defense had the energy today. They had that type of energy, that CD Deuce energy, that Quan Alexander energy on the team. They had it for like 3 quarters, man. 3 quarters. They shed Brady out for 3 quarters and could have won the game. They gave the Saints chances to win this game. Tampa Bay gave the Saints chances to win this game. I will activate Latavius Murray off the practice squad because one thing I do know is Latavius don't fumble. Yeah, that's another thing. Where was he at? Why did you go with Tony Jones Jr. instead of Latavius Murray? We know Tony Jones Jr. don't play well in the regular season. He's a preseason running back. He's a running back that plays well in the preseason, man. He could have did something, man. And you found a hole, you found a weakness in the rush defense, and they still couldn't get it done. The Saints messed it up for themselves. They had 5 turnovers, man. 5 turnovers. Jameis was doing really well until that 4th quarter when we start forcing things. When he started forcing passes, that's when he was messing up. That's when things started to go haywire. If it his back, we don't know. We'll find out this week. But if they can, man, if his injury is really affecting him, if the back injury, the vertebrae injury is really affecting him, then maybe I think he needs to sit this game out against Carolina. Because I think Andy Dalton could do a good enough job to put up some points and win this game against Carolina. Because Carolina ain't looking too good right now. They 0-2. Saints are 1-1. They got a lot to play for, man. And also I want to talk about the fight between Lattimore and Mike Evans and Leonard Fournette, Tom Brady, and all that. Should Lattimore have been ejected? No. Lattimore should have not been ejected from this game. Leonard Fournette, how is Leonard Fournette still in the game? I don't know. But I'm gonna say this though. This is the second week in a row. This is the second week in a row where the Saints are not buttoned up as a football team. To me, it is not buttoned up, man. You got to keep your emotions in check, man. You got the 3 and out. Why are you? This I'm talking about Marshawn Lattimore. Why are you trash talking Tom Brady, man? You know that's the NFL's. You know Brady is the NFL's golden boy. You know the other players was going to jump in if you did that. All you had to do was get off the field, bro. You had stopped them. Get off the field, get the ball back into the offense, and let them continue to do what they needed to do to put up more points. You know, all you had to do. But no, Lattimore should not have been ejected from this game. And now, from what I'm hearing, is that there may be a suspension coming tomorrow, as early as tomorrow. That Lattimore could be suspended, and Mike Evans, based on what I've heard from the networks. So we'll find out, man. But it's unfortunate what happened, man, because that's where the momentum went. Then Cam Jordan had I think a holding penalty. They called a penalty against Bradley Roby for a helmet call that was suspect. You get a pass down, 51-yard pass completed to Chris Olave, but he fumbled. Chris Olave is off right now, man. He just is right now. You know. But we're gonna find out what this offense is all about as we progress to the season. Because ain't no way, man. Ain't no way this offense is supposed to be that bad, man. This is the second year in a row this stuff is happening. Last year you had bad players, but you was getting things done. This year, I mean, it looks worse. Before Jameis got hurt, This year with Jameis, he's healthy, well, somewhat healthy, and you got weapons to throw to, and it looks worse. You know. Randy says Evan needs to be suspended if anything. Yes, he does need to be suspended. He does need to be suspended and fined heavily because what he did, man, was just wrong, bro. That was just wrong, man. But I'm gonna just bring it back to this, man. Look, Lattimore, man, just got to keep his emotions in check, bro. He just got to keep the emotions in check, man. It's the second week that this team has unraveled in the fourth quarter, man. Made costly decisions, costly mistakes. Last week, the good thing is we had a blocked field goal because if that field goal wasn't blocked, Kim would have made that 61-yard field goal. Probably would have made it, And I just hope that if he suspended it just for one game, man. But we'll find out what Alontae Taylor looks like going forward. Because we don't need PJ Williams out there uncovering nobody. Saints don't need PJ Williams covering wide receivers on the outside. That's just facts right there. But other than that, man, it's just disappointed. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed the Saints can continue their winning streak against Tampa Bay. But I know that, but it's not the end of the world, man. It was not the end of the world. The Bucs were due for a win anyway. I felt like I just had that feeling that they will get it done today. Just done based on the optics of what was just the teams, the circumstances at hand. And I'm gonna just agree. I heard today from I was listening to the post game show on the radio on WWL, and it was just Bobby Hebert, and Christian Gary were just talking about the report that came out before kickoff, and they were saying that, and I agree with them. Why would the Saints leak that stuff out? Why should the Saints? Why did the Saints leak that stuff out to the reporters? Man, that should have been kept in house. Now there's some speculation going around that that came from Jameis's agent, so that can be like I would say a sympathy type thing where you know he you can say that, hey, he played with you know for border or the back with a bad back injury. What's up, Greg? What's going on, man? But I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense to me that news was released like 15 to 20 minutes before kickoff. It just doesn't make sense, you know. But if Winston can't go next week, man, against Carolina, they need to put Andy Dalton in. They need to play the Andy Dalton play. Now, like I said in the past, like I said previously said, Dalton is a good quarterback, but he's not gonna take the Saints to where they want to be. He might get them to the playoffs, but not ain't gonna be no deep playoff run. I think. So we'll see. Um, Other than that, man, I think it's not the end of the world, man. It's just the second game of the season. I know this is the thing to do now with sports, especially the NFL. We like to fire coaches. We like to get rid of quarterbacks, get rid of players when things aren't working out. But it doesn't work like that, man. Football is an ebb and flow. And one week you can be for 1 week you'll look great. Next week you might look pretty average, and you might have to figure out different ways to win. And that's what the Saints looking like right now. They just haven't found their identity on offense. Still got some kinks to work out. Offensive line just got to get it together, man. That offensive line can't get resolved, man. You might have to go with Taysom Hill. With this offense, the way how bad this offensive line is, you may have to go with Taysom Hill, a Taysom Hill controlled offense, because Jameis, man, he got sacked 6 times today. He got sacked 6 times today and 4 times last week. So overall, the first two games of the season, Winston has been sacked 10 times. 10 times. You can't, and I won't blame that on him. What they're saying, people say, well, he's holding the ball too long. He's doing this. He's doing that. That old line, when you don't have a good old line, you don't have time to do nothing back there. You don't have time to hold a football. You don't have time to hold the ball and process things and go through your progressions because you're always under duress. You know, and usually, man, in football, in NFL, college football, bad offensive line issues don't go away like that. They just linger throughout the year. You can fix wide receiver problems. You can fix issues at linebacker, corner, running game, but offensive line issues, they linger unless you make a trade for somebody. And the Saints may have to do that at the trade deadline. You know, in the running game, man. Look, next week I hope Alvin Kamara is ready. I hope Paulson Debo is ready because I mean Roby did a great job, man. Roby did a great job. Justin Evans did a great job. But I would like to see Paulson Debo on the field opposite of Marshawn Lattimore. But then again, if Lattimore is suspended, they may have to go with Bradley Roby on that side, move Bradley Roby to the other side, and let Paulson Debo play where Bradley Roby is at right now. That's if Paulson Debo is ready. If not, they'll go with Alontae Taylor, the rookie. So we'll see how everything plays out, man. But it's unfortunate. Fortunate what happened. It is what it is, though. But it's not the end of the world, man. Saints still got some winnable games on the schedule. And just based on what I'm seeing out of the NFC, it doesn't look too great, man. The NFC looks weak, really weak. Shoot, the Falcons almost won today. They almost beat the LA Rams. So That shows you that they have some issues. The Cowboys don't look too great right now. Eagles got a good offense, but they're giving up points. Detroit beat the Washington Commanders today, I believe. So nobody in NFC is unstoppable right now. Tampa Bay got their issues, you know. Green Bay, they got issues with wide receivers. And the Saints, there's still opportunities for the Saints to dominate, man. They just gotta figure out who they are, their identity is on offense. You want to be a running team, like Dennis Allen wanted you to be. Was talking about being at the presser introduction, his introduction as a head coach. Or you want to be, you want to keep the stuff intact what Sean Payton did as an offense, where you can stretch the field, you got to start the intermediate pass and attack going. Which one are you gonna be? You know, but if the positive I could take from this is that guys like Michael Thomas is getting better, slowly getting better. So we'll see everything plays out. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel. Do you think the Saints should play Jameis Winston next week? How do you feel about the Saints going forward as a football team? Also, check out strike7sports.com/Saints for latest content on the New Orleans Saints organization. I have more content coming throughout the week. That's all I have for y'all for right now. Saints lose today, 20-10 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The next opponent is on the road against the Carolina Panthers. We'll see everything play out. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Who that?